You know, sometimes you pop in a movie and when you're done, you're like, why don't people talk about this more often? Lucky number Slevin. Welcome to a new section on my channel that I like to call Overlooked and Underrated. Here I will discuss films that didn't necessarily get the critical acclaim, praise, or box office success that I think they deserved. So let's kick this off by talking about Lucky number Slevin. Lucky number Slevin stars Josh Hartnett, Lucy Liu, Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Sir Ben Kingsley, and Stanley Tucci. Terrific cast, man. In the movie, our protagonist is a guy called Slevin, played by Josh Hartnett, and he is just shit out of luck. His wife left him, he's a bit of a loser, so he wants to visit his friend Nick Fisher, but turns out Nick Fisher is nowhere to be found, and now everyone thinks Slevin is Nick Fisher. Which sucks because Nick Fisher owed the two most powerful and dangerous men a lot of money. So we have the rabbi, played by Sir Ben Kingsley, who wants his money back, and we have the boss, played by Morgan Freeman, who also wants his money back. In addition to that, there's this hardcore hitman, played by Bruce Willis, who also seems to be after Slevin. Now I can tell you from the get-go, there isn't a movie quite like Lucky number Slevin. You watch it and you think, yeah, it's really funny in a dark way, but it also has some really dark and violent moments. Now the cast is absolutely phenomenal. This will always be my favorite performance by Josh Hartnett. He owns the part of Slevin. Lucy Liu plays his love interest. She is really extremely cute in the film, which is something that we haven't seen her play before, because normally she's this overconfident, man-eating woman like she was on Ally McBeal. I loved her in this film. Morgan Freeman as a bad guy, it's like Christmas is early, and he has exceptional delivery of his lines. And so does Ben Kingsley, who is the other main villain of the film. Bruce Willis, while playing another hitman that is a complete badass, I would not call it a typecast choice because he also has some really clever dialogue in this film. Now this movie has some elements that reminded me of Guy Ritchie and Tarantino. It's a very dialogue-driven movie, and it has an absolutely phenomenal soundtrack. However, this movie has a huge twist at the end that changes everything you thought this movie was going to be. The way the movie shifts tone between being funny into being something completely dark and twisted is just good filmmaking and storytelling. You could tell that the writers really put some effort into crafting this story. I will never understand why there are so many people that haven't heard about this film, but I think it was just shitty marketing, which sucks because I think people should really watch that film. If I have some gripes with the film, it's the fact that some, but only some of the dialogue feels a bit forced and unreal. I know that that almost contradicts everything I said earlier about the dialogue being plain awesome. It absolutely is, but it's not as relatable as, for example, a Joss Whedon script or a Tarantino script. The other gripe I have is nothing that concerns the twist, because the twist is just plain awesome, but the fact that the movie doesn't have a huge rewatch value. After you know how it ends and what it's actually about, it's not as amazing the second time around. But I still gotta say that I've had a blast watching this movie, and I really urge you to go and check it out. Lucky number Slevin is my first movie review in a series of overlooked or underrated movies, and it gets a silver medal. I really hope you liked that review. I have a bunch of other movies in mind that I really think should be on that segment, and I will definitely give you a couple more. Thank you guys as always for watching, and if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then just subscribe.